Now, I was somebody, when VAR was introduced, I was for VAR. I thought that the refereeing decisions and what was going down could not get any worse. I was pro VAR. VAR was introduced into the Premier League on the 9th of August 2019. The 9th of August 2019 is 3 years and 25 days ago, and still we are sat here talking about refereeing decisions and how appalling they are in the best league in the world. I'm not here to talk particularly about the whole game today. I'm here to talk about one incident, and that's, of course, the disallowed Maxwell Cornet goal on the 90th minute. So just to paint the picture, if you haven't, of course, already seen it, Kai Havertz gives Chelsea the lead on the 88th minute, 2-1. We go up the other end. Maxwell Cornet puts it into the back of the net, and that comes from a ball from Jarrod Bowen, where he gets away from the defender and has fouled Mendy in the process of passing to Cornet, who puts it into the back of the net. So what's actually happened here is that Mendy's came out and he's nearly looked to wipe Bowen out. So Bowen could have easily hopped over him and went to the floor and won a penalty out of it. But he stayed on his feet, and his trailing leg apparently really hurt Edouard Mendy. My thoughts go out to Edouard Mendy because that must have really hurt. But joking aside, my issue is that you can see him look over to Maxwell Cornet and see he's got the ball, and then he starts rolling around and wincing. Oh, that hurt. Bowen left it on me, this and that and the other. Now, rightly so, VAR looked at this because they should. It's a clear moment in the game. It's something that VAR should be looking at after an appeal. But it shouldn't be looked at more than 2 times, because it's clearly not a foul. Anybody who's ever watched football, anybody who has any knowledge of football, knows that that's not a foul. And how the whole system of the man on VAR, Jarrod Gillett, absolute shambles. The fact that he even told Madley to go and look at the monitor is an absolute shambles. And the fact is that Madley is stuck with the decision that he'd been told in his ear by Jarrod Gillett. He was obviously told, look at the monitor, we think it's a foul. So he's gone to the monitor and he's went, yeah, I think it's a foul. Foul, no goal. It's an absolute shambles. I've seen ex-players. I've seen flipping Michael Owen come out. I've seen just the whole football world has come out. And how on earth these two people, Jarrod Gillett and what's his name, Madley, have come to the conclusion that this is a foul is absolutely beyond me. Whether you call it the Big Six bias, whether you call it just inadequate refereeing, or whether you just call it point blank stupid, it's up to you. But it needs to stop. It's an absolute shambles. And we've lost a point out of that. If we come to the end of the season and we've lost the Europa League or the Conference League spots by 1 point, that point is going to be down to this. And I do not want the Premier League to come out with a lame apology. Give us our point in the Premier League. It's back onto you now. Everybody in football has said that was not a foul and the goal should have stood. I know you can't do it in the Premier League, but come out and don't give us a lame apology. Come out and give us the point that we deserve and the point we should have got today. Because that's what we deserve. Because Chelsea don't deserve 3 points. They deserve 1 point. We deserve 1 point. It should be a draw. It should be 2-2, Desmond, and it's over. It's really just, I sound surprised, but I'm really not. I'm not surprised one bit, because I know what this VAR is capable of. And I still don't know whether I can't make a decision whether I think it's people running it or the system itself, because my issue with the system itself is that it's been looked at by Jarrod Gillett in the VAR room. And we need to hear what's going on here, because you see it in cricket, you see it in rugby, that when referrals and reviews of goals and points and wickets and whatever, you can hear what they're saying. You can see what's going through. You can see what they are seeing. We get the picture of what they're looking at, but let's hear what they're saying, because I want to hear what on earth Jarrod Gillett said to Madley for him to go and look at that monitor in any way, for him to think that's a foul, and for even the potential for him to overrule it. And another issue of it is that every single time, bar one, I believe, every single time, bar one, that a referee has been told to go and look at the monitor, he's either overturned his decision or he's gone with the decision that the VAR man has either said in his ear, or the reason he's gone over to that monitor. Just let that sink in one time. It's a complete token gesture. We brought the monitor in so that the actual referee on the pitch is making the decision, not a man sat 100 miles away in Stockley Park. But it's making no difference. It's ticking a box, and it's a complete token gesture, because just once they've changed the decision, just once they've stuck with their original decision, which means it's a complete and utter waste of time. They might as well just go with what's his name in his ear saying, and just go, yeah, but done, without wasting 2 minutes jogging over to the monitor and looking at it for yourself, because we know what decision you're going to make. It's a shambles. It's a complete and utter shambles from top to bottom, from the referees to VAR. It just needs to be scrapped and started again. It just needs to be scrapped, all of them scrapped. We thought we got rid of one of the worst referees in the league last year, Mike Dean, but they're all just as bad as each other. I've never heard of this guy called Jared Gillett, but how on earth he's sat there, and he'll continue to sit there, and he'll continue to referee football matches after that decision, is an absolute travesty. What is going on? What is happening to football? What is happening to it? I really don't know. I don't know. If you don't laugh, you cry. I'm just glad I wasn't in that away end today, because honestly, it's beyond words how bad this is. You've got former referees, ex-players. I mean, if Declan Rice would have said what he really wanted to say on that, on his post-match interview, he would have had every fine put on him in the world. But let's see these referees in the Premier League come out now and give either a clear explanation on why that goal was disallowed, or give us a point. That's the bottom line. Don't give us an apology by saying, yeah, it shouldn't have been disallowed, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you can say that all you like, but act upon it and give us the point, because that's what you've got to do. Otherwise, there's no point. You might as well stay quiet and shut up and just move on, because the standard of refereeing in the best league in the world is at rock bottom. We've got some of the worst referees in the league. Last year or the season before, there were Premier League referees being sent down to the Championship as a caution because they are that bad. There's a reason why barely any English referees go to the World Cups and the Euros and do all these big competitions, because you wait for a look at them and they're absolute rubbish. They're going to look at, the world is going to look at that decision today and go, you'd say 99.9% out of 100 referees are giving that as a goal. But yet again, it's the minority of English referees that seems to just mess everything up time after time after time. It's the big six corruption. We might as well just give up. Send them off to the Super League, whatever it was. Send them off to the Super League, because there's quite clearly a bias here against the 14 other clubs in this league. Let's go to the Championship and let's just scrap VAR. Let's go with what's said and what's chosen on the pitch. That might be bad. There might be bad decisions, but then what comes around goes around, because now there's nowhere for referees to hide, because they're looking at it in slow motion in the best possible angle, and they're still making these unexplainably awful decisions time after time after time. We've lost a point today, and we won't be the last team to lose a point to an appalling refereeing decision and VAR decision again this season, because it's absolutely shambolic and something needs to change. We either get people that know football into that VAR room. Let's get ex-professional footballers into that VAR room. Let's scrap the rules of it, that it's got to be clear and obvious and all of that. If it's a yellow card and the person in the VAR say it's not, let's go with it. Let's make it quick. Let's make it better, and let's make it fun to buy 14 clubs in this league, because the other 6 are getting a complete free ride out of it, and it has to stop. It has to stop. Otherwise, we might just not bother. Why are we bothering with it, quite frankly? What do you think of my views? What do you think of the decision today? Put it in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. I've been Jake Cox from West Ham Unofficial. Hit that subscribe button down below. I'm lost for words. I've talked about it for 8 minutes, but I feel like I'm just saying the same stuff, because it's it. That's it. There's no more to say about it. The bottom line is the referees are just horrific. The VAR's no better. God knows what's going through the minds of these referees and VAR people, and it's got to change. That's all I can say. It's got to change. Either we scrap VAR altogether right here, right now, after that decision, you sack those referees that were involved in that decision, or you give us that point and you make changes right now. This is a direct message to the Premier League. You've got to make changes now. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.